Hello, my name is Tommy Yvonne. This is Hallie Jones. And so we had a similar analysis of the text of the previous group, but ours more relates to the marketing. And we think the marketing team has done a great job of their ideas and kind of the avenues they're hitting, but we're focusing more on the language they can use and the buzzwords. And so you guys can at least more properly structure the ideas that hit home more specifically towards the female gender. And so with that, like the previous group said, women do socialize differently based on our analysis of Tannen. And with that, it was interesting to see that women typically grow up in groups, and usually smaller groups, and they actually take a one-down mentality where, like the other group said, they don't want to be seen as the outsider or as being superior to the rest. And men, different to that, actually take a higher up in a hierarchy, and they want to be seen as greater or the leader of the group. And so we found it very important to establish common ground in our marketing, and that being at Western, it seems that it's pretty obviously the environment and outdoor industry. This seems to be our niche and our emphasis. And so if we can establish a common ground of those two areas, we can hopefully better include an emotional tie, which would be using language that better suits this group mentality that women naturally have. So in marketing material, that'd be using buzzwords like we, us, in a group collectively, instead of more the hierarchy of me, myself, I, things like that. And so combining those, we think it'd be really powerful for Western to have a marketing image of women can join here and then be part of an environmental and outdoor group to then take on that way instead of just you personally can come here and make changes. It's more the group aspect. And so, for instance, this is a picture of the Women at Western's hike that was about 2 weeks ago, and obviously outdoors, and I don't know if they really did anything environmental, but this is just a little example we found that is not being used currently that could incorporate both of these aspects.
And I'm going to focus on the other aspect of our presentation, which is utilizing what we have an abundant resource of here, which is our human capital, focusing on female faculty and administrators. We already have very powerful women on campus that can be utilized with social proof and authority. Those are two persuasion tactics that we learned about. Social proof is sort of going along with the group, following someone else's lead, and authority is obviously someone that you would respect and be interested in following along with. To utilize those two, I would recommend both prospective students that come to Western having a question and answer session with female faculty in female-oriented groups, or also focusing on current students. So communicating with current students about the female-led classrooms, new administrators, and women in power at Western, because as we learned from the marketing folks, one of the most important things is future alumni and the word of mouth that they're going to spread. So making sure that the current students are aware of the female faculty and administrators and what they're doing at Western. And I found this beautiful picture on the Western website of one of our female professors here. So, and yeah, any questions for us?
When you talk about a Q&A session with faculty, would that include all students or a separate amount?
Potentially. I mean, it's hard to say that you should just have, sorry, Veronica, I can't see you. To just have a conversation with female students without it some sort of discrimination kind of tinging it. So I think men should be involved, but I do know one of the things I didn't realize before I came to Western was how many female faculty and administrators there were and how much of an impact they would have on my education over the long run. So I thought that it would potentially be beneficial. Thank you.